overcast in Doha today, but it hasn't dampened the spirits of one or two AS Roma fans who've come out to support their side. A few spots of rain in the air as well, which is very unusual for this part of the world at this time of year, but these two sets of players won't be too bothered by the weather. The wind just swirling around inside this stadium again. It is a little bit more sheltered, this, with the trees over on the far side and the gym at one end. Roma have been impressive so far, and they make two changes to their side today. Vittorio Agostinelli and Riccardo Chievo drop out of the starting lineup. Mori Bamba, the exciting number 5, who's very pacey up front, comes in, and Alessio Buttaro is preferred in midfield by coach Fabrizio Picaretta. 5-2, they beat Paris Saint-Germain in their opening match. Match officials, to remind you, of course, all the women that will be in charge of the Women's World Cup. Katrina Monzel from the Ukraine is our referee. Marna Strelecka and Alexandra Ardasheva are the two assistants, and Kate Jazovic from Australia is our fourth official today. Ilya Golятов wears the captain's armband for Spartak, and it's Chiuchi, the number 10, who plays at centre-back. Don't be fooled by the number. He's a big presence at the back for AS Roma. Well, Spartak make just one change to their starting lineup. Rabadanov dropping down to the substitutes bench. Ilya Levchenko comes into the starting 11. It's the only outfield change they've made in their two matches so far. Pavel Borishkin was the only change in the last match, coming in to replace Vladislav Plechekhinov, the goalkeeper. But look out for number 10, Mutaliev. He's been one of the most exciting players we've seen in this tournament so far. There is Fabrizio Picaretta, the former assistant coach to Paolo Di Canio when he was at Swindon Town and Sunderland. And his opposite number, Vashkovic Vyacheslav, is the Spartak Moscow coach who's guided his side to this stage of the competition. Roma, don't forget, the only team to win both their group games in the whole of the competition. Spartak got off to a losing start against Real Madrid 3-2, but pressed them all the way, while a 3-1 win over Suwon Samsun got them into this stage of the competition. So, a fascinating match in prospect. Could be a question of who makes a good start as well. It's AS Roma, all in the maroon, that will kick off from right to left in the first half. So it's a little bit gloomy and overcast today. A little bit cooler as well, but hopefully the football on the pitch will just warm things up a little bit. Chris Bacon's joined me in the commentary box. This is one when we saw the matchup of these two, one we've been looking forward to for a few days now.
It's hard to pull them apart in terms of quality. If I had to go for one team, it'd be AS Roma, just slightly though. But two fantastic sides, and it's got to be the pumped side, the quarter-final stage.
It's quite interesting listening to the Roma coach just beforehand saying, look, we don't worry about what the opposition do, we worry about our own game. And it's a very good philosophy to have, isn't it? If you worry too much about the opposition, you can get sucked in and end up changing your strategy to suit rather than the other way around.
I totally agree with that, especially at this stage of your career where you should be focusing on your own development. And he's probably not. I mean, there's the guy on the ball there with the throwing, Tomasini, the fullback there. He's got a very, very difficult day ahead of him if he's marking Mutaliev. So don't overload him with information. Let him go out there and let's see how he deals with it on his own.
First touch for Burr in the AS Roma goal. Roma kept a clean sheet in their last match against Kashiwa Reysol, so Borishkin was the only change, the goalkeeper in that match. Not too many out to watch this one this afternoon, but plenty watching worldwide on our social media feeds on Facebook and on the Kass International Cup website. We've got some of the Russians at the Spartak Academy watching the match as well, so hope you enjoy the coverage this afternoon. There's Milanese. Bit of space here, Milanese just opened up for him on the edge of the area. Here's Mutaliev.
There he goes.
Tried to play the ball inside the fullback, but Suffer was alive to the danger. Just took a little deflection.
It was his first real chance to run at that Roma defence. What a ball that was.
Bamba. Tomasini on the overlap. There's Tomasini on the overlap down that far side. Trippy. Bamba. So one of the two changes made for Roma today. He's very highly rated by the coach, Maury Bamba. Scored plenty of goals in the under-17 league this season.
Plenty of pace, hasn't he, from the wide areas. It's a lively start to this match.
And the prize on offer is a semi-final against Aspire Academy. Came through last night in that really hard-fought game against Altınordu, and all credit to the Turkish team, having played just 24 hours earlier. They gave a really good account of themselves last night. Just wasn't to be on the day for them, though. Rangers beat Etoile Sportive du Sahel by 7-0, emphasising their firepower.
Talked about Trippy, the number 18 for Roma, who I like as a defender. He's starting as a defensive midfielder today. He's that good, he can step into midfield, he's got a good range of passing.
Bove closing down. The midfielders do sort of interchange with the forward players as well for Roma. Bove, Astrologo. Free kick goes Spartak's way.
Conditions are ideal, aren't they, Mark? Might be a hint of drizzle. It's great for the players.
It's always a little bit cooler here this time of year for the tournament, so not too hot. Of course, the Winter World Cup will be here in 2022, final on the 18th of December. Couldn't have a World Cup in the summer here, could you? 50-degree temperatures. People be passing out all over the place. Cancelleri towards Bove.
What a ball that was. First time ball out wide by Trippy.
Here is again Trippy. Tomasini on the overlap. Good pressure this, good early balling. Good header as well from Astrologo. And a good save by Borishkin.
First real attempt on target, and it's come from AS Roma in the 6th minute. Fantastic build-up by the Italians, end up with a header on target.
Debut in the tournament for Spartak Moscow. First time we've had a Russian team in the Kass International Cup. Roma had a very different experience when they were here 2 years ago. Lost to Eintracht Frankfurt, drew with Esperance, and had to battle it out for the lower positions.
Unrecognisable, aren't they? Attacking football we've played in this tournament.
Here they come on the attack with Kожedub.
There's that high line. Yeah. It's high line, it's been broken down, and so close there. Levchenko on the far side just held his run, and I wondered whether any Roma would play with the high defensive line in this game. Looks as though they are. Could be something Spartak Moscow can break down.
Kожedub. Clever play from Mutaliev because he knew he was in an offside position, so
yeah,
wagged his finger at the player on the far side who allowed him to take over. Levchenko. Yeah, despite losing that opening game against Real Madrid, they caused the Spanish side plenty of problems. A couple of goals in that game from Golятов. Madrid certainly didn't have things their own way. That's given away again to Levchenko. Here's Golятov. Good challenge by Butaro.
Maybe give it offside, just give it straight away. Why are we playing on for a couple of seconds and a couple of phases of play? Just give the offside.
I'm not sure he was offside if you look at Tomasini. One or two of the offside decisions have been a little slow. So we do have VAR in operation if needed. A couple of contentious VARs. Well, one that was used in an incident where VAR wasn't called upon yesterday.
That was the worst one as well.
Trippy. Roma coming forward in numbers again. It's Milanese trying to stab the ball out.
Here we go. Tomasini, let's see what you like against Mutaliev. Mutaliev, oh my word, look at the pace on him. But that's what Tomasini's going to need today. He's going to need the cover from one of his teammates, and he got it from his skipper that time.
Yeah, Chiuchi did well.
Yeah.
Tucked away by Толстопятов. Ball just went out of play. Suffer knew that Kожedubs was right behind him. And it was Paolo Di Canio's assistant, Fabrizio Picaretta. Swindon Town and at Sunderland said how much he learned from working under Di Canio. Won the Finnish Cup in 2018 with Inter Turku. And the story actually made it into the Swindon Advertiser, keeping a track on one of their old managers, or old assistant, should I say. He was caretaker coach for a while at Swindon.
I think he saw he was made a few headlines in the past in the Swindon.
Possibly for all the wrong reasons.
What's it called? The Swindon what?
Swindon Advertiser. Chipped forward by Trippy. Cancelleri can't get the ball in play. He said back then, Picaretta, before he joined Roma, that he wanted to return to England one day, but chatting to him the other day and back in Italy with Roma, he's not from Rome, but he said it's his dream job working back in his home country. So whether that sort of changed his philosophy now about maybe returning to England one day.
Well, he's in charge of a fabulous side, isn't he, at the moment? It will be a massive thrill to him if he manages to see maybe 2 or 3 of his players progress through to the Rome first team. Here we go.
There's Cancelleri.
What a touch.
Wins a corner.
It was a great touch out of his feet. Just take the shot on or fizz it across the face of goal.
I think he just clipped his standing leg, didn't it? Just allowed Hromin to get back with the challenge.
Thunder we can hear.
Could well be. It's very dark in the distance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Great ball across. And that was Chiuchi that got the header in, but just over the top.
I think it's Bataru. Is it Bataru? Number 7.
Yeah, it was just in front of Chiuchi. It's not too far away. Mutaliev.
Good play. Good play. Oh. Spot too soon.
Suffer. No, too heavy a touch. Grigoriev.
Oh, you see Mutaliev on the far side there, Mark. Just slide it in behind that Roma defence. He pushed up, held that high line again. It's a risky manoeuvre.
Would you say it's a frustrating job being a coach of an under-17 team, because you work with a group of players and once they pass under-17 they move up and someone else takes advantage and you get a new group of players? Is it almost a case for saying, okay, well, you pick these boys up at 16 and you move up with them through the ranks until they become a professional, maybe?
I think some clubs do it that way, don't they? You know, some coaches join a squad of players. So, 1 second.
Great ball in Bamba. Cancelleri denied at the near post by Borishkin. Great move again by Roma.
It was the onside. It was a great ball to the far post. Cancelleri just coming in here. Let's have a look. I think he's just on, yeah. He's got good movement, hasn't he? He's a bit of a goal scorer, isn't he? Depends how the clubs want to work it. Just going back to your point before, whether you join a squad of players from the under-12s and see them all the way through to under-16s or under-17s, and stick by them and see them develop over the years, or do you just stay at an under 15 level? And you know, see so many players pass you by, go through to the next stage. But you know what you're getting, you know what you're getting into before you go to the football club, don't you, as a coach? He's left first team football, hasn't he, the Roma coach from Finland, to go to this level. He's threatening to have a real downpour at any second now. Just getting a few spots of rain on our window here. We've got a feel. I know what the rain's like in Doha. Once it comes down, it's going to be quite torrential.
Let's hope it doesn't affect things too much. Good ball over the top, chase on for Golятов.
He's got there.
He's got no support in the middle at the moment, though. Chiuchi stuck to his task well. Missing one of their key players tonight. Roma picked up 2 yellow cards in the group stage. Nikola Zalewski scored in the last match against Kashiwa and got a goal in the opening match from the penalty spot against PSG. I think Roma alerted us to their prowess this year when they put 5 past the defending champions. Punched away by Burr and then comfortably gathered at the second time of asking.
People taking cover now in this main stand here. Must be quite heavy, the rain out there.
Yeah, 1 or 2 of the FIFA women's referees are looking on. Could well be our team of officials that have just gone past us for the second match today. Levchenko.
He's been quiet, hasn't he? Bamba. No, this is better from Bamba. This is what he showed in the first game. Oh, and he had the option to his right there. Is it Bove on the far side?
A little bit of frustration from the coach as well, who knows he'd done a difficult part there, making space, but then it was just that quality on the end pass, really, for Fabrizio Picaretta's team. Hromin. Gets it back from Kожedub. It's high line from Roma.
It's there. What a ball.
Great ball in Hromin. Cut out by Chiuchi. An important cut-in interception as well.
It's so obvious, that high line of AS Roma when they're defending, isn't it, Mark?
Now this is where Bamba's pace could be important. Gенchu just tucks inside. Oh, he's been caught by Frolov. It'll be a free kick.
Might be a yellow card as well. But that high line of Roma, it's so obvious, isn't it? It's only a pass, isn't it? In behind, and they're in there, Spartak Moscow.
Yellow card for Vyacheslav Frolov. So the first yellow card of the game. Yellow cards didn't carry forward from the group stages, so no chance of a suspension as the rain does start to come down. Bamba. Milanese. Great ball whipped in, but again, Borishkin got his body right behind it. I think this is the first time we've had rain during this tournament. It's certainly in my 6 years of being here.
Correct. Almost panicking. Here we go. There's that ball in behind.
Golятов.
He just needed someone to his left, a white shirt getting into the box there. He looked up, couldn't see anyone. Mutaliev was trying his best to get in the box. At least he got a corner from that situation.
This is when being in a glass box doesn't really help you. He needs a rather large windscreen wipers on at the moment. That's a corner to Spartak. Stepanenko, good ball in. And the ball just squirms away from the goalkeeper. It was Golyatov's header, Levchenko's header, sorry. Another corner to Spartak. And it comes again right to the back post, and the header not too far away. He's come off the defender. Chiuchi Could easily have headed into his own net there.
I thought he was heading to the far post this one. Let's have a look and see how close he was.
Oh, shaved the post. Corner comes in again, bounces across in front of everyone. Толстопятов, the man forward. Hoisted back in again, it misses everybody. But it hits Levchenko and goes just wide. He didn't know too much about it.
I think he came off Sufa, the fullback. It was nearly another own goal. It's the left back's final touch here. Oh, you can't see it. Good pressure this from Spartak Moscow.
Another corner. Again bobbling around. Oh, it takes a hit off someone in the penalty area. So many bodies back there.
Well, here comes the rain. So, oh, look how close that is. I mean, if you any chance to shoot, if you're a Spartak Moscow player or a Roma player, get your shots off. Make the goalkeeper work. Keep it low and hard so it skids off the surface.
Long ball over the top again, looking for Mutaliev. Tomasini goes across. Just needs to try and hold him out there. There are three white shirts lurking around the edge of the penalty area. Stepanenko's joined them.
Just keep him out there, keep him wide. Don't dive in, well done. And then just wait for your teammate to come and help you. And that's exactly what happened there with Roma. Good play.
Толстопятов. Hromin. Put in by Cancelleri.
Well, this is European weather. They'll be used to this, won't they? Both sets of players.
Certainly not too phased by it at the moment. One or two of the Russian substitutes have gone down the tunnel. Milanese draws the foul from Толстопятов.
Well, AS Roma definitely started the game the better out of the two sides, but this has been a good period, last 5 or 10 minutes from Spartak Moscow.
Coming up to the 20-minute mark already, still 0-0. Reminder, Rangers and Aspire Academy booked their places yesterday. There were two cracking matches on the other pitch for the 9th and 12th. The 9th to 12th place matches. Bayern Munich beat Raja Club by 2-0, while in the second match, Suwon Samsung were beaten 5-4 by Paris Saint-Germain. PSG had a man sent off. Labia scored a hat-trick. So PSG finishing in 11th place. Suwon in 12th, PSG 11th, Raja in 10th, and Bayern in 9th. And they will be, I'm sure, heading home soon. The Suwon coach is here, actually. Just seen him trying to get some shelter from the rain. Stepanenko. So very much a learning curve coming to these tournaments, not just about how you perform, but the whole thing, as we've said all along, that goes around it. Chase on here for Cancelleri. He's all on his own. The angle's tight. Went across goal. He might stay in, actually. Bamba's going to get there and keep the ball in. Pursued by Gенчу.
Yeah, he either had to go for goal there or just pull it back, hoping one of his teammates would get on the end of the cross. He elected to go for goal. It was just wide.
93 goals they've scored in the Italian under-17 league this season, Roma. Cancelleri's got 13 of them. Bamba over there on the far side's got 12. So they've got some pretty prolific goal scorers among their ranks.
So Cancelleri, was he offside in that first phase of play? What's going on here now?
Well, someone was offside, because that's the decision that's been given again. Play seemed to go on an awfully long time.
Oh.
Grigoriev.
Go on then.
Well, again, lacking the end product from Grigoriev. Good run across the field, but doesn't trouble the goalkeeper.
I think he gets a cheeky little nutmeg there. Wonderful left foot on Grigoriev. You're expecting him to Just let it go then, and just scuffs it wide.
Winners of this one, as we say, will go on to play Aspire Academy in the semi-finals on Wednesday. Losers will take an Altenordu for the right to decide 5th and 8th place tomorrow. So 2 games in 2 days potentially for one of these teams. Well defended by Толстопятов. Both sides have had plenty of attacking play without really being threatening in the opening 25 minutes or so. So they got off to a great start against PSG Roma. They were 2 up inside 12 minutes. Bove and Milanese were the goals. And likewise against Suwon Samsung, Spartak were ahead after just 3 minutes, 2 up at half-time. It's been really interesting again to see the different styles of the different teams coming into this competition.
This is a good 2 goals so far. It was nearly a no-goal from the AS Roma skipper, Chichi. Whisker of going into the...
It's a flying header. It would have been if it had been scored at the right end, it would have been a fantastic goal. Just went past the post though. Ball over the top again, looking for the run of Golятов, but come to be through to Burr. Chichi. Looking for some movement up ahead of him. Tomasini. A free kick.
It's hardly nothing. It's hardly nothing.
Just a telling off from the Ukrainian referee. Suffer. Astrologo. Trippy.
Well, we built the game up as the plum tie of the quarter-final, at the quarter-final stage, and at the moment it's goalless. We've had no real efforts on goal or golden opportunities for either club.
I think the rain has stopped, by the way, after that very sharp shower. So I had a little bit of a slick surface. They do water the pitches quite heavily here anyway. It's making it a little bit slippery on top. Butaro, who's playing as a centre-back today.
Good ball, he's got the pace as well, Bamba.
Oh, Bamba just pushed literally by Hromin. He got both hands on him there, I think, Bamba, as he went past him. Waving the imaginary yellow card. Not too much doubt about that one.
Except for the yellow card there. Should get booked for that.
I don't think the coach too happy with the challenge either, because Bamba had managed to get past Hromin. We'd had 3 red cards up to yesterday. We saw 3 sendings off in 4 matches yesterday to double the number of red cards. Only one in the quarter-finals was Kader from Etoile Sportive du Sahel. And VAR changed the yellow to a red for violent conduct. Here's the free kick. All those players in a group. Now they'll split and go in different directions. It's in towards the near post. Good save, Borishkin. Who's Trippy got the flick on that. Good reactions from the goalkeeper. Butaro. Given away to Grigoriev. Looking for the run of Golятов, but once again pushed too far ahead of him.
A tad heavy with the pass.
Oh, no, come off the defender, actually. Good goalkeeping. Here's Astrologo. He just overruns the ball. So it's all breaking down in the final third at the moment. It looks promising when it's in that middle third, but just that lacking that little bit of quality in the last quarter at the moment, or the last third at the moment.
Yeah, so obviously that's where the key to the game is. Who can pick out the final pass or the cross, who can create a little bit of space in the wide areas to put maybe a cross along the ground today, because it's so dangerous along the ground. It'll skid off the surface, so defenders always hate defending in these sorts of situations.
Yeah, these two teams have been two of the most productive in the final third in their previous matches, so that's possibly a little bit of a surprise. Coming up to the half-an-hour mark. Game hasn't really livened up just yet. Butaro.
Good play by Butaro. Well done.
Nicely brought down by Cancelleri, who's switched over to that far side. Good defending by Gенchu, though, to get a foot in. Tomasini, and again it comes off Gенchu for the corner. Loves to get forward, Tomasini. We've seen that in the two matches so far. In swinging corner. Just bounces away from Milanese. Bamba. Good strong challenge. Milanese slipped through by Bove. But once again, Borishkin is able to gather with no challenge.
Yeah, they nearly cut through that Spartak Moscow defence. It was just a final touch from Bamba that let him down. He was nearly in there.
It's a poor ball from Milanese, trying to feed it through to Cancelleri. Kожедуб. Good pace from Kожedub. We've got Stepanenko behind him, who wanted the ball played out wide, but Kожedub opted to go himself, and this is dangerous. Bamba looking to break forward. Bove forced wide, though. Bamba just had to check his run, otherwise he'd have been offside.
It was a wonderful run from Bamba, and he needed it playing in, and Bove just couldn't. Well, he didn't see him at all. Bamba was on his bike, he was gone.
He's definitely got the pace to trouble the defenders, Bamba. He just needs that ball over the top.
That's a block, that'll be a free kick, yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, the ball's managed to creep in at the near post. Bove. And finally the breakthrough. Borishkin beaten.
Well, it's nothing spectacular. It's a deep cross. It's an in-swinging cross. Bove climbs above the defender, gets his head off, and we talked about the surface at the moment with that downpour just before, and it just bounces off the surface there, catches the goalkeeper out.
Just got a hand to it, Borishkin. Not enough to keep it out, though. Just pushed it into the side netting.
He's got to save it. He's got to save it. He's got to go wide. He's got to push out for the corner. He's in position.
Well, Bove gets his third goal of the tournament. Joins a host of players on that figure at the moment, but more importantly, he's put AS Roma ahead. 32 minutes gone. And finally, something positive in front of goal. Bamba.
We're into the 33rd minute, and you know, we're still waiting for Mutaliev to get on the ball a lot more and maybe trouble Tomasini on the far side. But Tomasini's done well so far, the AS Roma fullback.
Butaro. Suffer. Again, Bamba trying to find some space up ahead of him. It's an awkward ball for the goalkeeper. Very nearly bounced through to Cancelleri, but Borishkin gathers. There we go. Haven't seen too much of Mutaliev on the ball as yet. Now he's got a chance to run at Tomasini.
Keep him wide. There we go. I'll wait for Trippy to come over and help you.
He was overhit. Suffer taking no chances, just nods the ball out.
Oh. Here we go. Oh.
Mutaliev taking on Tomasini again.
Well done. Well done, Tomasini. Read it. Clean sweep away as well. Gave away the corner, but it's good defending.
Didn't dive in too early. Tomasini waited till he got a good side to the ball and knew that he could take it cleanly. Gives away the corner.
He's a big fullback, isn't he, Tomasini? So he's not easy to get past.
It's Levchenko that's gone across to take the corner. Oh, great ball across. It finds Толстопятов and hit it over.
He got a great run there. He's possibly the biggest player on the pitch. Number 2 there, Толстопятов. He just got underneath the header.
I'd say possession's been fairly even so far in the opening 35 minutes. Kожedubs on the chase. Suffer gets there first, almost showed him inside there, but manages to recover and concede the throw.
At the moment, the 2 fullbacks are doing well for AS Roma.
Currently second in the Russian Youth League, Spartak. Trippy. Given away to Levchenko. Bobbling around on the edge of the penalty area. Bamba. Oh, he's taken out again by Hромин. That will be a yellow card this time. That's the second time Hромin has blatantly taken out Bamba.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
Well, he's under pressure now on a yellow.
Yeah, he's got his eyes on Bamba all the way there. This could be the game for Bamba today. I've been impressed by him, but I still think there's more to come. If he can get released by his teammates earlier, he's got the pace to really trouble this Spartak Moscow defence. He just needs to pick him out just a tad earlier.
Chiuchi. Trippy. And Suffer. Nicely brought down by Cancelleri. Gенчу did well. Forcing him back towards halfway. Trippy. Covering was Frolov.
Clever play that by Trippy, just round the corner first time, puts him behind the Spartak defence, turns them. You have to put out for the throw, so Roma get further up the pitch now.
1 or 2 Russians among the crowd. Had a couple of AS Roma fans that have been here throughout the tournament as well. The crowd has grown a little since the start of the match. There's the goal again. Great leap by Bove to get up above the defender, and Borishkin could only help it into the net. Hromin. Kожedub. Mutaliev. Challenged by Bove. Well, left his foot in Mutaliev, so free kick to Roma. A crunching tackle. Bove had only eyes on the ball. No rolling around though, doesn't need treatment, so play continues. Roma leading by a goal to nil. Eduardo Bove with the goal. Both teams can make up to 5 substitutions in the second half. I'm sure we'll see plenty of changes. Semi-finals are on Wednesday.
At the moment, the attacking play of Spartak Moscow has just fizzled out and quite comfortable at the back for AS Roma.
Bove, lovely ball inside Gенchou, just got a foot in it. Cancelleri chases it down. Can't be done by Borishkin. Stepanenko. Well played, Grigoriev. Now Mutaliev. Haven't seen too much of him yet running at Tomasini. This might be a chance. Bove's back to help. Mutaliev coming in field. Just ran into Chiuchi.
Well done
and
again.
Wins the corner.
Yeah, well done. The Italians really sussed him out today. Then
they're doubling up at the moment, aren't they? As soon as he gets the ball, it's not just Tomasini. There's a midfielder comes around behind to add another player in.
You've got to. He's that good. But they recognise the threat. They've done something about it. The important thing is he's not getting in behind that last line of defence at the moment.
It is Mutaliev with the corner. Frolov with Bove. Bove concedes the corner, so plenty of corners in this first half for Spartak, but Roma have managed to defend them well. Got everybody back behind the ball. Borishkin, the Spartak keeper, is actually on the halfway line. I wonder if he knows about Cancelleri's prowess for scoring long-range goals. That's a goal kick. It's been frustrating in the first half for Spartak. 4 minutes to go to the break. First quarter-final of the day. Real Madrid against Kashiwa Reysol comes up. 4th time they've met in the quarter-finals. Golятов. Gенchou. Golятov. I went to ground early there, Chiuchi, but made the right decision.
Golyatov's out of the game as well, Mark.
Astrologo. Now we'll have a chance to run a Hromin. He's teased him already twice.
He's already been booked as well, but it wasn't the best of first touches from Bamba. To try and isolate the Russian fullback now.
Forward by Buzzaro. Bamba round the back, but it'll just beat him into touch. Suffer with a throw. Milanese. Bamba. Slipped inside. Crunching tackle from Толстопятов. Suffer wasn't too enamoured by the challenge. It's gone for a goal kick. tussle between those two. Nothing too much, just competitive, two very competitive players. The onus very much on Spartak to try and break this very good Roma defence down in a couple of minutes to go in the first half, and then the second 45 minutes. Roma looking in control at the moment.
Well, they must be confident, because Tomasini, I doubted whether he'd make a few overlap runs today, but, you know, with the threat of Mutaliev. But he's getting forward now, so he's obviously confident of keeping Mutaliev in his pocket, so to speak. Trying to run him the other way now. Mutaliev's got to up his game a little bit. Forward line of Spartak Moscow haven't got going.
Great little flick, Cancelleri, Bove. Cancelleri forced out the penalty area. There's a challenge by Levchenko.
I think he knows where he is. Recognises he's just about inside the penalty box, and yeah, it's a dive. Should be a yellow card, that. No one appealed for it, did they, straight away? But you can tell by the body language.
Gенchou. Golятов. Can Spartak get back into this before half-time? Kожедуб. Frolov.
See, here's Roma coming round the pitch there. Spacing behind. Oh, they're doubling up on Mutaliev, keeping him out wide, keeping away from the danger area. Tomasini can afford to go tight, dispossesses him, takes the ball off him. Fullback's doing everything right today. He's on top in that battle.
Another offside against Spartak, so free kick to Roma. Marina Strzelecka is the assistant referee on this near side. Well, there goes the half-time whistle, bang on the 45 minutes, so no added time. That single goal from Eduardo Bove separating the two teams at the break. Spartak worked hard. Mutaliev's had no luck at all down that far side. It's been well played by Tomasini, who's had a variety of midfielders helping him out. But it was a quarter-final that we were thoroughly looking forward to. It hasn't quite lived up to its expectations in the opening 45 minutes. It was very nearly an own goal, which put Spartak ahead. They rode their luck a little bit, the whole run of corners from Spartak. But Eduardo Bove rose highest to head in past Borishkin, despite the best efforts of the goalkeeper. And that's the only goal we have at half-time. Roma had much more of the ball. Just the 4 shots apiece in that first half. Both goalkeepers called into action. But at the halfway point,